You gotta get up and move it, move it. You wanna lose weight? You wanna stay healthy? Gotta move it all day long. Turn the music on, move it. Hear that music? Come on, get the beat. Okay, my friends, we have a homemade pizza going on here. We have fresh mozzarella, and those little pieces of tomato that you see there are straight out of my garden. These are really the first. Hello, hello. I'm down way too low today. Let's get her up, get her up. It's just way too low. That should be better. How are you, my friends? Hardest thing to get this camera exactly right. And Bella was doing a video last night, so when I went to set up the camera, it was all off, but that's okay. We'll deal with it, right? I have to try to upload Bella's video for her. I promised that I would. So, before we get started, in case you didn't know, let me introduce you. It's your girl, Hungry Mama May. And I'm here to do a mukbang with you. And today we're having homemade pizza. So let me go ahead and put some hot peppers right about here. And then I'm gonna take this, lift it up some so you guys can see what we are dealing with here. Yes, this looks yum, yum, yum. And it's totally homemade from start to finish. The crust is all homemade. Everything is homemade, as you know. We don't mess around with anything but homemade, if we can help it. Now, we can't always help it, but... And I have, over here, I have some extra sauce. And here, of course, I have my delicious Poland Springs ice cold water that I won't do a video without because it is just so delicious. Someone asked me, I didn't get back to them, but they asked me if I do this advertising for Poland Springs. And the answer is, I wish. No. I just enjoy Poland Springs that much. I truly, truly do. I think it's delicious. It's, if you want something to drink and you are thirsty, the only thing that really quenches your thirst is this baby right here. For me, I get it ice cold. I gotta have ice in it. I put it in the freezer, and it's just the best. My whole family, all my children drink this, and my daughter really doesn't give her kids anything but water. So once in a while they get a treat, but Junie, my boy Junie, and everybody, Destiny, my other girl Destiny, Tiffany, they all drink the water. So let me do it quick. Turn it this way, the right way, and get this rolling. Okay, my friends, we have a homemade pizza going on here. We have fresh mozzarella, and those little pieces of tomato that you see there are straight out of my garden. These are really the first Jersey tomatoes. And I am very happy to give these a try. These are the indigo, oh gosh, What was it? Indigo what? Indigo burst. If that's not right, I'll let you know. But that's close. So, yes. I just took these off. And these were the funniest thing, the way they grew. People would come over and they'd say to me, "Oh, are you growing eggplant?" And I was like, "No, that's my tomatoes." Because look at this, my friends. Look at this. Yum. This is certainly not a thin crust pizza, but it's a delicious crust pizza. Oh, look at the bottom. It's perfect. It is perfect. So let's give it a bite. Nice. Sweet. Okay, so anyway, people would come over and they'd say, "Are you growing eggplant?" And they were only little miniatures. And I'd say no, because they'd start out black. Well, first they'd be green, then they'd go black. Or I thought maybe they would like stay black. Then they turned like a yellow with some black lines on them. Nice. And I have Starburst out there. I have heirloom, 2 different heirlooms. I hope they come up okay. And if you remember, I was talking about those tomato grubs. Well, I didn't want to put any kind of treatment on my tomatoes at all, because they're all organic. So I have been going out there. This pizza sauce is a little sweet. This is gelato pizza sauce. A really nice one. I didn't want to make my own because it's hard to make just a very small batch for one pizza. So I got a little tiny jar, and it was expensive, so I tried to make sure. Sometimes you think by being organic and expensive, it's going to be the best, but not always. Too sweet. It's good. So what I have to do is twice a day. early morning, and just as it's starting to get dark, I go out there and I make sure nothing's on my tray. My bushes, I think I've almost got them down to a pat. Almost gone. And I found out why you get them. Did some research. In the beginning of spring, when your soil and your plants are very, very small, a moth flies on your plants and the soil, and they lay eggs. They lay larvae. And when they do that, that's these tomato grubs. And they stay there. You can't even see them. They're so small, the little eggs and stuff. And they go on the leaf, under the leaf, so you would never detect it. And then one day you go out there and they've all hatched and they're there. Thank goodness for that beautiful bird that I seen out there eating it. Hey, I'm sorry. You don't like to kill anything, but I put, sorry, I put pieces of hot pepper. I put a lot of care and work into my plants. And when you do that, I mean, I go out and talk to my plants. Did you ever hear of that? My mother taught me that a very long time ago. My mother used to have the best little conversation with her plants. And yes, she was totally sane. But, and it's a known fact, it was written that if you show your plants attention and you motivate them, it may sound crazy or whatever, but they say it's true. My mother would go out there and say, "Good morning, my friends." We'd be like, "Ma, who you talking to?" "My plant." "Okay, Ma." And now I'm doing it. So, when you give your plants a lot of attention, a lot of care, you don't want anything eating them. No. I looked so forward to these tomatoes. I truly did. And they are delicious. Actually, it may be the tomatoes that are this sweet and not the sauce. I made sure to leave them on the bush until they ripened. My daughter called me yesterday and said, "Ma, how do you know when they're ripe?" And when you just touch them, barely touch them, and they'll fall off in your hand. You know, they're ripe and ready to go. Like my mama used to say when we were pregnant. My sisters and, you know, we'd say, oh, I'm so ready to have this baby, or Mom, when do you think I'm going to have this baby? And she always said, when the fruit is ripe on the vine, it will fall. And that is the same with your vegetables, your fruit. When they are fresh and ready to be picked, they'll just about fall off for you. And they will fall off too. One thing I can say, is the old timers they had a lot of wise tales, but they knew what they were talking about. I always listen to an elderly person. I try to listen to their stories, and they know what they're talking about. They've had experiences. You would be surprised. Sit back one day if you have an elderly around you and listen. You'd be surprised what you might learn from them. I took so much advice from my mom and my dad. You'll hear me even today. I'm always reciting things that they taught me. This is so good. Let me tell you what I did. The dough is beautiful. Very nice dough. Now, this is not my artisan dough. This is pizza dough. I've given you guys this recipe before. Go to one of my pizza videos. My latest one, I think. And you'll see the recipe. So, look at that, how nice. The bottom is just beautiful of it on it. But anyway, this is in the dough when I was making the dough. I added chopped garlic. After it was almost at the end, right before rising, I added the chopped garlic. And when it was done, this is very soft, very pleasant dough. So I rolled it out a little bit, and I usually just roll it out with my hands, but I also have this little very thin, it's like a French rolling pin. gosh, it's like the size of a, width-wise, like what? A little thicker than a Tootsie Roll Pop. Not a pop, but the Tootsie Roll candy. You know what I mean. So, I rolled it just a little bit. And then I put it in the air and played with it a little to stretch it out. And then I like to stick mine with a fork to make sure that all the inside gets done. So I marked it with some fork impressions, some holes, and then I put some olive oil. And after I put the olive oil, I put some Parmesan cheese. On top of the olive oil. A little bit of sauce. Start in the middle. Round, 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 round. Spread it all out. And then I used fresh mozzarella. Now, trick to using fresh mozzarella. I get the whole piece, cut it myself. The trick to cutting it is you put it in the freezer for 5 or 10 minutes. It cuts right down nicely. And I always like to cut mine thin. I don't like an overload. Well, maybe I do like an overload of cheese, but I don't use it. Never get or put extra cheese or anything like that. No way. I try not to be too greedy when I'm eating, you know. But this is absolutely delicious. And I'm getting full. I ate half the pizza. So, yeah, I'm starting to feel it. But it was absolutely delicious for sure. I am a big pizza eater. I love pizza. It's probably one of my most favorite things. Let me say this, if done right. I don't like cheap pizza. It's got to be real cheese and stuff. I don't want no artificial cheese and all that being put onto my food. I just don't like it. I don't like the taste of it. So anyway, my friends, I'm going to end this video because I'm done. And I've definitely had enough, and it was delicious. So until I see you all tomorrow, please remember to subscribe, to comment, and that little bell right there, don't forget to ring that. See that bell? Just give it a little ding-a-ding-ding. There you go. And don't forget about in my description box, my Instagram, my Twitter, and my address. I have my not home address, but close enough. My address where you can write to me. So until I see you tomorrow, God bless. Send you lots of love, and I'll be